Tal vez sea cosa de un monstruo marino. Parece cosa de un terremoto.
Yes?
¿Cómo se corre, tío? Huellas de neumático conducen al tejado. El granizo y la lluvia casi las han borrado. Una fuente antigua que ya no bombea agua. Hay un árbol en ella.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
Se cubre la boca para ocultar un eructo.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hog René first.
Estaré con usted en un momento, agente. Déjeme terminar mi sándwich. Asiente hacia su compañero. Hable primero con el viejo amargado René. Entiendo que este es René.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
¿No te da vergüenza? Le dice el hombre a su compañero. Tanto lloriqueo por tu espalda cada vez que saca la cinta de medir.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, all right?
El hombre aún está masticando su sándwich.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never. That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
¿Qué ha pasado? Por favor, no me vayáis a matar otra vez, ¿eh?
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast. You threw your sister's breast.
Eso ha estado mal, tan mal como tocarle un pecho a tu hermana. Has lanzado un pecho de tu hermana.
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
There are no two more harmful words an athlete can hear than good job. And this was downright embarrassing.
Ha sido un lanzamiento terrible, está claro, pero no hay necesidad de burlarse de mí.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
Su tono de voz lleva una gran carga de admiración,
With a pinch of fear.
con una pizca de miedo.
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
Lanzamiento perfecto y aún así me siento derrotado.
Probably because those rooster pants are squeezing you senseless. Whatever happened to practical, durable, Revachol made? Now, what can I do for you?
Yes, officer. What do we need from this gentleman?
Vi la estatua de Philippe III cerca de la rotonda.
Ah, yes! King Philip III, on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine. Cocainum. Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
¿Cómo debería gobernar un auténtico rey?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Yo creo que un líder debe cuidar a su gente antes de que sí mismo.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
Hay cansancio en su voz. He escuchado esa matraca muchas veces
The
antes.
carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him.
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple-nosed candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler?
Pregunta con evidente molestia.
That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine. For clarity of vision. To aid in their work. Regnum cocainum. Revachel's finest years.
De repente parece más alto, rebosante de orgullo por el pasado.
I'm satisfied with this explanation.
Of course. Clarity of vision. Awareness.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor.
Tía.
And it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense.
Parece un comportamiento responsable para un monarca. Los consumidores de drogas no deberían ni siquiera operar maquinaria pesada y mucho menos gobernar países.
From what I've seen of the officers of the Elysium... But I don't want to get into a debate about drug policies. Right.
A ver, Gary. Me quiero sentar y no me deja aquí bien el gato. ¿Saben algo del hombre al que ahorcaron en el patio trasero de Whirling in Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
¿Y a la mayoría de los
In
lugareños?
Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them?
¿Pero no tienen ningún problema con los polis?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Una vez más, ¿no sabe nada?
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Veo que están jugando en un cráter.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
¿Sabe que lo provocó?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Vale, es un agujero provocado por fuego de artillería, ¿pero por qué?
Why what?
¿Que por qué se utilizó fuego de artillería pesada?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Espere, ¿Quiénes dice que son esos comuneros?
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
¿Disparó usted un fuego de artillería contra ellos?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't though, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
Deberían haber elegido un lugar más alejado de la gente y de los
This
edificios.
place is the damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generations.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Un momento, la coalición.
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
¿Por eso está todo bombardeado?
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
Hay un extraño brillo en sus ojos.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Las potencias extranjeras limpiaron nuestro desastre y ahora nos gobiernan.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
¿Quién era el tal Frisel?
Damn Frisel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution. A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frisel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
¿Qué es exactamente un suzerano?
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already.
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too. Then he chooses anger over melancholy.
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Fifth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Muy baja, tío. Pero vamos a intentarlo, ¿no? No me deja subir de nivel, ¿no?
All you observe is a veteran
Todo lo que
refusing
ven
to
un
let go
veterano
of
que
the
venía
past
a
and his
dejar atrás el
old
pasado
uniform.
y su viejo uniforme.
This is
Es
not
bastante
uncommon.
común.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Fissel I, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Fristel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry. Son, you've really let yourself go. It's a disgrace. But Coach Physical Instrument is going to get you back in prime condition, even if it takes 1,000,000 push-ups.
Me tiraba a base de llamarme gusano y no nada.
Does a master swordsman insult his own blade? No. I'm going to turn you into an athletic benchmark, you big pussy.
El visor de las monedas está hecho polvo, ya no sirve nada. Un anuncio que dice, ventana rota, Thieves tiene ventanas. Si llevaras una bolsa en la mano podrías recogerla y venderla. Las cosas que he visto, hip y dicho. Oyes el granido distante de unas gaviotas. Hay un montón de agujeros de bala dispersos por el muro. Hacia Rotonda Norte. Hacia apartamentos Veracabo y embarcadero de Martinaise. Un libro sobre Paté. No tienes ni idea de qué trata este libro, pero tampoco parece importante. Un libro sobre cultura boiadeiro, promueve la libertad y la itinerancia ascendente. Un libro futurista. En él gobierna lee las mentes mediante la radiotecnología. La portada muestra a un hombre muy musculoso rodeado de fuego. En la portada de este libro aparece una rosa, una pistola y una señorita casi en cueros.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
¿Te importa si le hago algunas preguntas?
I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
¿Cómo te
My name
llamas?
is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
La pequeña se sobresalta de que de repente al mirar por la ventana con los ojos como platos como si recordara
Feel
algo.
free to step in and browse our wares.
Porque estás aquí fuera con el frío que hace.
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
Podría ayudarte desarticulando el libre mercado salvajemente. ¿Tiene frío? ¿Puedo
Kind of you
ayudarte?
to offer, sir.
No sabe qué más decir.
What could you do to help her anyway?
¿Quieres que hable con
Oh,
la
no,
dueña de la
sir. I'm
tienda?
happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
¿No deberías de estar en el
I
colegio o
do
algo
my
así?
studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
¿No crees que ir a la escuela es más importante que todo esto?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. Mum
Perdón,
says
¿cómo va el
it's
negocio?
peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
¿Maldito en qué sentido?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go,
Se declaran en quiebra.
exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
No creo que las maldiciones sean reales. Bueno, lo mejor parece bastante serio. Seguramente debería investigarlo, entrecerrar los ojos y mirar a través de los tablones crujientes de la
We
ventana.
can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
El teniente anota algo en su cuaderno.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
¿Qué sabes del otro negocio que se fueron a pique?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
Bueno, vamos a aparcarlo de la maldición por ahora.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
¿Crimen qué es eso?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Espera, no me refería a la ficción. Quiero decir, ¿el crimen de verdad qué es? Sí, estoy así de mal. Señala su cabeza.
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
¿Por qué iba a querer alguien leer sobre eso?
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
Yo también soy policía, por
You
cierto.
don't look much like a policeman.
Vaya, entonces, ¿qué pinta debería tener un policía?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
Señala la portada de un libro en la que distingues a un robusto detective vesperino de pie, con un gesto triste, sobre el cadáver de una mujer. No obstante, lo más importante en el trabajo policial no es el cuerpo, sino señalarte la cabeza.
Head? Yes.
No, it's your soul. Your blue soul. No, your resilience.
El alma. El tal Mullen parece Ampelman. ¿Quién podría respetar esa jeta? Ni siquiera está bien dibujada, no tiene un alma.
I'm not sure I understand.
Un policía tiene que tener lo que hace falta, un arraigado sentido de la ley. Nadie seguiría al flojucho de Mullen.
If you say so, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for your So, maybe you can show me some real police work, sir, like in the books.
You fail to deduce anything substantial. She waits intently.
It's okay, sir.
You disappointed a small child.
Uf.
Well done, Gem.
¿Qué es el
It's the
romance?
type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
Sonríe al pensar en ello. Puede que se imagine a sí misma en esa
Or there
situación.
could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
¿Qué pasa cuando los dos hombres son los malos?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
¿Y si está muy bien escrito?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, maybe some about other books.
¿Quiénes son los famosos?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Bien, tenía otra cosa en mente. Pues adiós. Tía. Libros de regalo y caramelo fundido. Viejas revistas deportivas apartadas en un rincón oscuro. Este libro recopila las recetas nacionales de Arda. Son todas sobre truchas de algo. De lago, perdón, no de algo. Se ve súper cutre, ¿eh? Con la... Tío, la moral. Uy, ¿qué es esto?
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck, in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
Qué colgante tan curioso, entrecerrar los ojos suspicándose.
Oh yes, helps to have an anchor in these times.
¿Es usted la propietaria de este
I
establecimiento?
am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
La que está fuera es su hija, ¿verdad?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Annette es una buena soldado, le da valor a este
As a
establecimiento.
young girl should be, with the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial future.
Vale, cambiemos
The
de
woman
tema.
before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
¿Y si quiero
Every now
comprar?
and then, she nudges her glasses.
¿Y si quiero comprar un libro?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything?
¿Qué clase de libro
See
tiene a
those
la
shelves
venta?
there? Go. Be drawn. Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
¿Entenderá qué es esto de ficción criminal?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Ojear los libros expuestos.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Dios, no.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective.
Un libro de ilustraciones la mar de pintoresco, muy colorido. Es un tomo de magia fascista bastante franco. Otro coñazo de libro y tirado.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named. The point of the book,
Wow.
and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have, wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. That when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
¿Dice algo
Various
más?
paranatural
Uy, no.
books still
No.
litter the shelf. Amidst the point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is that it serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage,
A ver si
and
nos
will
sube
only give you
medicina o algo,
cancer
hombre.
anyway. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
¿Dice algo más?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually
asco.
transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Busca algo más allá.
The throbbing in your
Hombre.
head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pearl.
¿Qué es la palidez?
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted.
¿De qué trata
The
este
book
libro?
contains descriptions of various pseudo-scientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the pearl, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near pearl. Even better if you can find someone else, preferably a large man dressed in nothing but a towel, to thrash you while you're spread naked and helpless on a cool slab.
Tiene pinta de doler.
It is supposedly invigorating and good for the circulation.
¿Qué
It
más?
also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the pearl. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the pearl and leave them there for 30 to 60 days, depending on the potency desired.
¿Y qué hace este licor pálido añejo?
Among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health.
Debería echarle el guante a un poco. ¿Qué más cuenta?
For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take regular strolls through the pearl, though a sidebar cautions readers to limit each stroll to less than an hour. These strolls promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins, especially if the perambulator performs this ritual in the nude. Nudity figures prominently in a number of these prescriptions. This is exactly what you need. I don't know. I don't want to be the party pooper, but this pale territory sounds sort of dangerous. Maybe you shouldn't walk in it naked.
¿Algo más que destacar?
There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital obligations.
Bueno, es probable que me haga falta.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you buy it. Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door.
Que sí, que sí.
The plaque on the shelf reads, biographies of. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head
sí.
spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tournée. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occident. Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long.
Que sí, señora.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Su mano se aferra al colgante mientras los dos juguetean inquietos sobre el talismán.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're dumb if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Señora, esto es distinto. Soy agente de policía. Tengo que entrar ahí.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
Se detiene de golpe a la par que se lleva una mano a la boca, sorprendida por la propia búsqueda.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I thank you.
Voy a dejarlo estar para poder guardar. No me haya quitado cordura, cabrón.
Lies. Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you.
Mínimo invoca Tulu,
Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you. The curtains tattered with egg. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
Perdona. Huele a culto, es total. Es que de verdad que huele un poco a Tulu, Siluetas fantasmagóricas que no me ha dado tiempo a leer. El retrato de un hombre ligeramente andrógino. El mero hecho de mirar ese corte de pelo amenaza tu masculinidad.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down? That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you want to succeed.
Vamos a buscarlo
The
alrededor.
room
Si hay
is
algo.
dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish.
Vale.
It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should only an echo. No one is
Pues
there.
nada, a echarla abajo. Uy, que sí, que lo he conseguido. Ah, no, uy.
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Pues sí, lo hice. Uy,
What
Tiene
is
para
this
hablar.
place?
el teniente observa el polvoriento equipo de entrenamiento. Ni idea, Kim, pero la cabeza me está matando
You
mucho.
don't have to explore an abandoned gym, you know? Besides, no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
¿Y si hay una razón por la que no ha venido nadie en años?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where banal...
Vale, pues voy a ponerme la linterna. En el póster pone Citius Fortis, el resto es ilegible.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color, it's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights.
No.
Why does it feel so familiar?
Me resulta familiar porque soy levantador de pesas.
No, it's not that.
Jaja.
It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat. A memory from another life.
No, vamos, yo paso de entrenar eso. Una espaldera desgastada, no parecen muy seguras. El pasillo está bloqueado por escombros y paneles de cristales viejos. Animales salvajes te observan en la oscuridad, disecados y enmarcados. Una dama juana llena de un líquido extraño. Rotores de avionetas recubiertos de telaraña te recuerdan a espadas. Torso desnudo de un maniquí tiene un extraño color amarillento. Terciopelo azul, solo tacto y apolillado. Mal rollo, ya te digo. A ver qué hay aquí. Ole, dinerito. Esquíes con el logo de Sleep Trim impreso en la capa superior laminada. Palas del rotor de acero con un logo de lo mismo. ¿Qué es esto? Filamento de memoria. ¡Hola! Plan de producción. Un amasijo de filamento en forma de cubo. Parece frágil al tacto. Su intrincada estructura está cubierta de polvo. En su lateral cuenta con una banda adhesiva que reza plan de producción. Nota, este filamento contiene información legible a través de una radiocomputadora.
Yes?
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Examinar el
This
plan.
is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid. The grand scheme of production and money. As
Estoy
time
leyendo,
goes
¿qué
on,
pasó?
the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
Sentencia al teniente mientras contempla el vacuo páramo helado.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe. Outside, a cold wind wraps the building in its bosom. Snowflakes in the wind. An old woman passes what the locals call the doomed commercial area. She tries hard not to look at the bookstore windows. It's unwise.
Examinar la
The
foto.
photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures
examinar los
appear to be
bosquejos.
different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Esto es importante, examinar los Welkin.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Tworg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures.
¿Qué son estas criaturas? ¿Quién los dibujó? ¿Son auténticas? Tengo tantas preguntas.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
¿Quién invertiría tanto tiempo en algo así?
Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
Bueno, ha sido didáctico, pero dejemos los Welkin por ahora.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric.
¿Qué ven mis ojos?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program.
Espera, ¿quién es el director del juego?
Someone very important. The leader of a massive on-air game built by these people.
Si es un juego, ¿quién está
Whoever
jugando?
decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. All of this is gone, left unrealized.
My god. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
¿Por qué lo
The schedule.
dices?
I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
¿Qué más? Entrecerrar los ojos mirando las líneas.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Gabrateo de un cuaderno de desarrolladores del RPG más avanzado del universo.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
¿Crees que debería encenderla?
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
Encender la
The
máquina.
machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch
Mirar.
on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Mirar dentro del
It's empty,
compartimento.
like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling. Disconnect. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Mirar dentro del compartimento.
It's empty, like a beehive without its brood. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Pues nada, vamos a insertar el plan de
Like a
producción.
smooth
de
draw,
reproducción.
the filament
Aunque
slides
eran
into place.
50 pavardos,
On the
¿eh?
keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Pulsa
A
reproducir.
bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Elysium, repeat station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
¿Por qué me ha llamado Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
¿Tiene más datos sobre esta compañía?
One moment. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games.
¿Cómo?
That's what the catalog says.
¿Cómo funcionan dichos radiojuegos interactivos?
Any other questions?
¿Qué es el plan de
The
producción?
filament you have inserted into the
¿Se refiere
reader.
al chisme brillante que he metido dentro?
Yes. Is that the production schedule?
Sí.
Good. Please repeat the password.
You should ask her for a hint.
No me puede dar una
No.
pista. ¿Es mi cumpleaños?
Still no. I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament
Sin presentar una
holder
orden a-
of such accident.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to.
Now, can you please repeat the password? Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
Sí.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
¿Es una máquina o estás viva?
Yes, I am alive. I
Sí, ya
am
74 años, señora,
74
usted ya no debería estar
and my
trabajando.
name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Vale, pero ¿dónde se encuentra? ¿Cómo sabía que estaba aquí?
I work as a repeater at the East Indian repeater station. It's as for me, well, I am sitting.
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all skin and bones, sits in a room filled with audio equipment. Thousands of tiny lights are reflected back from her prescription lenses, like stars in the dark. Doesn't it get lonely, sitting there all by herself?
¿No se trabaja un poco solitario?
Lonely? Why would it get lonely? I get to talk to people all day.
That's why she does this.
Now, please tell me if they thank you and
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. For rest, nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? No, that's not it. I think...
Ay, Gary.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way
Me deja muy
radio.
tranquilo esa la de la radio.
Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts.
His fascination has swept aside other concerns for the moment. He's a little hooked.
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in Graz, Messina, Königstein. You know, places with industry. But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an interisolary game before. We just don't. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the WeWorld board game, with heat death thrown in.
¿Qué crees que le pasó a la compañía?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Pues nada, concluir.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
Fue solo una maniobra para exprimir en los bolsillos a sus inversores.
I don't think so. I think they genuinely believe.
¿Que sí?
Okay, let's keep moving.
Vaya.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes. This ice bear is a hyper-carnivore. Be careful.
¿Qué es esta cosa? Parece un oso polar
Lieutenant
gigante.
doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious beak. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a roof. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
Coge la
You
nota.
pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
¿Se puede saber qué analiza hace la nevera conformada en un sótano
Good question.
abandonado?
It looks like an ice cream fridge.
O sea, que intentaba vender helado con esta nevera.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic. The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
Teniente se inclina por encima de tu hombro para curiosear la nota arrugada.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has
leamos la nota.
scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Suliswaf.
¿Quién es el mocoso pelirrojo?
Some local miscreants, probably. There are tons of them running around in Martinez, ready to stir up trouble. We usually dispatch our junior officers to deal with them.
Refrescame la memoria, anda, que es un
It
filamento de
belongs
memoria.
inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
¿Quién escribiría la nota?
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised they just left their property lying here.
Tal vez tuvieron que irse cagando leche.
That's a plausible hypothesis.
¿Alguna idea de dónde puede estar la máquina de helados congelada?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Guarda la nota. Es una máquina de helado desenchufada y descongelándose. La linterna proyecta una sombra extraña que hay en una puerta oculta. Un par de rifles escondidos sobre las tuberías están oxidados y parecen inservibles, joder.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Mira, hay un agujero en la pared iluminar el compartimento
There is,
oculto.
yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Your
Ah,
hand
mira
reaches
dentro.
deep into darkness and spiderwebs, rummaging around. You find rusty rifles hidden away.
Examinar
Most
los
of them are
rifles.
rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood. Take it. You're a police officer. Police.
That's a rare
Obviamente.
sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
¿Dónde estamos?
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
¿Por qué estaría este rifle aquí escondido?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Alguien ha escondido unas armas inservibles en el falso techo. Coño. Tengo una máquina de helado congelada que todavía funciona. A través de la ventana los pies de la gente pasando por la calle.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one
Uy,
leads
no, yo esto no lo voy a tocar todavía. Los cables intercomunicados conectan con el cuadro eléctrico.
Two cables are plugged into the break.
¿Cuál es el del oso?
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked eye. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring you. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet. Or what better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar? Two cables are plugged into an electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. Somewhere in the dark, a giant electrical mammal stirs to life. This orange machine,
Hostia, es que no sé qué es lo que...
only the red cable is plugged into the breaker box. The bear's eyes are still glowing. A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near.
What are you doing? Wait, really? You should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkle. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cut. 3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories.
What are you doing? Please wipe your face clean, officer. Thank you. So, where were we?
A hollow ring.
Que voy a morir, cabrón.
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure.
No, tío, me he
It's
muerto.
spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Yeah, screaming isn't happening. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so... Cop suffers final heart attack. A detective lieutenant of the RCM passed away yesterday. His death, though abrupt, did not come...
Y ahora no sé si he hecho esto.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering.
Yo Qué fácil es morir aquí, tío.
You see, this ice bear is a high. The lieutenant doesn't. A gust of freeze. The lieutenant takes a peek inside.
Of course. Just let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers. You pocket the note.
You've acquired an interactable item.
A friendly cartoon bear.
Good question. I know. What is even worse?
The fridge buzzes. A thick layer looks like this furnace has a
Looks like it. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any...
It's dark and...
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate. See if someone...
Ya no le voy a dar una patada porque ya...
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing...
There is, yes. And there also appears to be some...
Your hand reaches deep into dark. Most of them take it. You're...
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional. It means there are fire...
He likes this find.
Seems like an old...
The note is written with a blue...
Does it say...
This is Tenja. Someone has... You'll find the filament memory with the offside copy.
Looks like someone from that radio game combat. That's a plausible hypothesis. It belongs in...
It's like the production schedule you found.
Some local miscreant, probably. I don't know.
Didn't you see one? Right. Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. An electric sizzle.
Es que creo que aquí no me va a cambiar nada, ¿no?
The bear's eyes are dead. This orange machine is but turning the... It's all gone now. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar? The ice squeaks beneath the... You see the pry bar's metal handle bending.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it. I have no idea, officer. Is ice cream...
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Only the black cable is plugged into the breaker. Something close to you dies with a...
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing. This orange machine is dead still. It has the ice squeaks. You see...
Yeah, well, that's a good... I have no...
Sooner or later, you will...
Hostia, no. ¿Pero dónde estoy, colega? Vale, esta es la de los libros. Hostia, ¿el pelirrojo será este?
Kuno's got this.
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
Chaval, tienes un momento asunto policial.
Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire of his body.
Deja de lanzar piedras en mi escena de crimen.
Kuno, yeah! Right in the mouthhole!
They pay you no heed or pretend not to notice you.
Shits himself.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such forces. Just take it easy.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got.
Vamos a ver, ¿qué
What
sabes
you
del
got,
cadáver?
the shitload pig? What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno!
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who...
You have no idea what the usual is. Just ask.
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
Vaya.
End of conversation. Very strong. You should be this stoic.
¿Sabes cómo acabo ahí
Probably
arriba?
climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
Entonces no he visto lo que pasó.
You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
Vale, ya veo. Entonces, ¿a dónde te
I
fuiste?
don't know. Some fucking
Mira a su alrededor mientras intenta inventarse algo.
Mesco, or I don't know, some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
Vale, respecto al cadáver...
Kuno didn't smoke.
¿Has
him, if
visto a alguien
that's what you mean.
sospechoso por la zona?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
You're
Oh, vale.
testing Kuno's pig.
Get lost,
A ver que yo me enteré quién es
Kuno's
Kuno.
Kuno pig?
Kuno. Primal. Violent.
¿Por qué te refieres a ti mismo en tercera persona?
The fuck are you calling a third person? Kuno's the fucking first person?
He looks slightly confused, but proud he came up with that retort. But right as he's getting distracted, you hear a malevolent hiss.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you!
La cosa tras la valla empieza a chillar y aguda y violenta como una alarma de incendio.
Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
El sonido se hace cada vez más fuerte a medida que el crío dirige su grito hacia las ventanas que dan al patio.
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
Oye, que yo no estoy haciendo nada.
Everybody, please! He's
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You're afraid!
pigs in here in Kuno! Somebody, please!
¿A qué viene esta pantomima enfermiza?
No! Get up, Kuno, you sick fat fuck!
Verá tú, vamos a morirnos otra vez. ¡Hostia! O a lo mejor hemos matado al crío.
Thump. The blow connects surprisingly well, leaving your knuckles tingling. Kuno feels it. This was no light tap.
Creo que ahora podremos mantener una conversación normal, ¿verdad, Kuno?
Officer, this is very far from normal police conduct. Get yourself together.
Perdón.
For heaven's sake, he thinks. This has gone too far. Don't make this any worse.
Okay, pig.
Algo ha cambiado. Ya no luce su sonrisa demoníaca. El golpe lo ha
If
tranquilizado.
this act was about him trying to establish dominance over you, it's safe to say things didn't go as he'd planned.
Kuno knows to respect that violent shit. You should see Kuno's dad. Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything.
The creature behind the fence has fallen ominously silent. Only her eyes are alive, jumping from actor to actor.
Okay, pig. Talk to Kuno. We're back in this shit. The fuck do you want?
Mira, más uno porque nos hicimos respetar. Vamos, de todas formas, vamos a indagar un poquito más.
You're dreaming, pig. That's not how this shit works.
A little. But don't expect anything to.
Don't let him dominate you, Kuno. Fuck his fat ass.
Háblame de la escena del crimen. ¿Venís mucho a jugar por aquí?
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Averigua de qué va este chico.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too.
Fuck no. What are you? Fucking mentally handicapped?
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer. The fuck about it? You're testing...
Get lost.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
Buena carne podrida y lácteos fermentados. Un ser humano se descompone. ¿Qué es esto?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked. Heavy
clase de
workers'
botas?
boots with reinforced toes and hobnails. All
Pues
over
nada,
the
vamos a intentar tirar esto. A ver. Fua.
What do you
No,
think
pero
you
no
are?
me bajes,
A
cabrón.
super detective? You're hungover. These are just dents in the mud. No pattern emerged.
Una escala para niños un poco desvencijada, pero practicable. Alguien intenta cultivar plantas en este invernadero. Un mecanismo de cabestrante. Lleva varios años oxidándose. No puedo pasar por ahí, tío. Qué coraje. La letra R lleva una corona. En el lazo de abajo pone una elevada luz descendiente.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The
Dios.
smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Dios, qué asco. ¿Por qué huelen tan mal?
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow, Kuno.
Soltarte la nariz sin vomitar. No.
There he still is, looking right through you. There he still is, looking. The smell is
Obviamente.
repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant. Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Vale, ¿de dónde sacamos el amoníaco?
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used sauce for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Hostia, esto es el pueblecito nada más. Pensaba que iba a ser mucho más grande. Cosa que en verdad me alegro porque luego si no, no sé para dónde ir. Ni cuántas cosas tengo que hacer.
This Postlavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized. The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Vaya.
The mail collection box seems
Ole!
cathartic. Thankfully, then, so do you. You shudder, then you swallow. And then suddenly, you see it. Over all the other graffitos, someone has, using the tip of...
Parece un libro de naturaleza erótica, pero sin erotismo alguno. Es que me imagino que aquí habrá que hacer algo, pero... Entiendo que hay que
Both
conectar el
cables are
rojo.
unplugged from the... somewhere in the dark. A giant electrical mammal stirs to life.
Claro, entiendo que ese es el oso, ¿no?
The bear's eyes are still glowing red.
¿Por qué me la ha guardado ahora?
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. What? Only the red cape and electric sizzle somewhere. A machine. The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge.
No sé para qué es esto todavía. Hostia, cállate que por aquí no he ido, ¿no?
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes. folded like a bellows. What an odd thing to do. Still nothing. Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy. Your fist.
There must be another way to wake up who.
Tío, vaya mierda, tío. Nadie en su sano juicio metería la cabeza en semejante cacharro.
You broke down? The back door? The wards? The door? It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop. I suppose it's all over now. I guess there's no escape.
¿De qué estás hablando si solo es una simple
Just a
puerta?
door? This place is curse detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Just look, I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is
Creo
coming
que
to
lo de la
get me
cuenta,
as
creo
well.
que lo de la maldición era un cuento para
Of
niños.
course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman. All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path. But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity? Yes, the malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that. Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the furnace. Maybe you could yell into it.
Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in solving.
Okay, but please, only a few. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress,
Gary,
of ruin and
Gary.
bankruptcy.
en la mesita no puedes estar, hijo.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar. She nudges her glasses, anxious and tense.
¿Por qué no me dijo directamente que se trataba de una
It's not
maldición?
good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
¿Ha buscado ayuda?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists, and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough.
¿Su colgante es un amuleto protector? Señala el collar.
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
¿Qué me puede contar sobre las salvaguardas de la puerta trasera? ¿También son de origen semenense?
Yes, the Simonese are very crafty, and their wards are extremely powerful. Lesser wards simply won't do here.
Da igual, quería hacerle otras
The
preguntas.
woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and
Que creo que ya lo he investigado, ¿no? Ah, no. ¿Qué? Ole. He entrado ya desde el conducto del carbón.
A thick layer of coal dust. A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
you've awakened the entity.
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a
La que yo
low
antes estuve
rumble
llamando.
upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
¿Dónde era? ¿Dónde he visto yo esa puerta mecánica? ¡Eh! Creo que por aquí no es. Tiene que ser entonces un poquito más atrás. Aquí creo yo que era. Una bandeja llena de dados poliédricos de colores. Hay cientos de ellos. Vaya, juega al rol. Han reconvertido la máquina de caramelo en un surtido de dados. Alberga centenares.
Hello, I'm Nia.
Sentada en su trono de herramientas se encuentra una mujer de porte aguileño. Una luz esmeralda brilla a través de su pelo.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Milius.
Se da un toquecito en los auriculares.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this
Un
be
dado de
the
100
malicious
cara.
entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
¿Por qué me preguntas por dados?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she
Sí.
speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring.
Ay,
Her
qué
bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Por supuesto, me flipan los juegos de rol.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set.
Y
Unless
necesito
you
uno de
want
los dados.
something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
A su alrededor las paredes están repletas de hileras de piedras preciosas y minerales.
This person means you or no one else. Absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
¿Cómo es que te hiciste artesana de los dados?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
¿Eres aficionado a los juegos de rol?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
Vale, me gustaría encargarte un dado.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
¿Tienes algún dado
What do you
maldito?
mean by cursed?
Maldito como esta zona comercial.
All right. How about I surprise you? Come back in 8 hours with 7 real, and I'll give you your cursed die. Maybe you have some other ideas for die?
¿Conoces el sistema Wirral Untethered?
Ah, yes. Fortress Accident. It's too bad they never finished their game. The Wiro Untethered die is a variation of a standard role-playing die. Only, instead of plants, it uses motifs of ice and death. And loss, of course. I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone, cast in black resin. The reptile bone is as white as ice, and dead as, well, death. For 7 real, I could have it ready in 8 hours. Untreated bone is porous and prone to chipping. Cast it in something hard like resin though, and voila, it's perfect. It's an icositetrahedron, a 24-sided die that can produce results for 2-sided, 3-sided, 4-sided, 6-sided, and 12-sided die with a single roll. Technically, you can also use it for many other sizes, but you may need to reroll results. Maybe you have some other ideas for dice?
Háblame de tus dados más
A
extraordinarios.
star that fell from the firmament? Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure?
Sí, yo mismo soy una estrella, una superestrella. Las superestrellas no nos preocupamos por el dinero.
Yes, you definitely have the proper attitude. How about a pair of 100-sided dice? Made of ivory and inlaid with lodestone, a natural 10 real, and I can get these ready in 8
¿Pero los dados
hours.
magnéticos ruedan bien?
It's true, magnetic dice are definitely different. When rolled together, the magnetic fields of the pips interact with each other to push and pull on each other as they're rolled, just like all magnetic personalities do. Maybe you have some other ideas for dice?
Lo siento, la verdad es que no me he decidido con ningún dado. ¿Ámbar, el oro del pobre?
Who told you amber was cheap? It's beautiful, really, and has been for 7 real. I'll craft you a 13-sided die from piece of amber. Maybe you have some other ideas for dice?
Busco algo que me ayude en mi
I
trabajo.
think I have just the right one for you.
Police colors.
Porque soy agente de policía, ¿no?
Not the most original, I know, but sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
You overthink it.
Vaya.
Your hands can't agree what to do, and the 2 dice drop to the floor and scatter in opposite directions, like pearls from a broken string. The blue one disappears down the pit in the center of the room.
Y tenemos entonces otro ataque al corazón y morimos, ¿verdad?
Ah, down the drain, like your career. I apologize, officer. That comment was unnecessary.
Coger el dado
That
rojo.
one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the inverse. They were a set. It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. You definitely need...
Is she pitying you? Good God. She's...
Now, was there anything else?
No, hombre, no. O sea, puedo encargarle un dado, ¿verdad?
Nothing really.
Vaya.
I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
¿Qué quieres decir con jaleo diario?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused
Vaya.
existence.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
¿Y nunca te paras a mirar por la
I
ventana?
might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside.
¿Solo trabajas los
Besides, I
domingos
rarely
por
get
la
up
noche?
to look out the window when I'm in the zone. It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
Entiendo, gracias por la
She
respuesta.
nods.
Anything else, officer? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
Preguntar al artesana de dados acerca de la maldición.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent
No
here,
paga el
so
alquiler
that's a
seguro
plus.
por lo de la puta maldición.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
Tengo entendido que este sitio está maldito. ¿Eres consciente que la gente prefiere este lugar como zona comercial maldita?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
¿Cómo si no explicaría lo que ha ocurrido en el resto de negocios?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Me envía por la Isans. Está empecinada con que este sitio está plagado de energías malévolas.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
En realidad a la librería no le va tan bien. Casi no tiene clientes y tiene que explotar a su propia hija para intentar que el negocio siga en marcha.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the Whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
No, al Whirling tampoco le va especialmente bien. La camarera dejó su trabajo y los clientes no pagan la factura.
And then there is me.
Mira la mesa de trabajo desordenada, suspirando. Hay todo tipo de herramientas desperdigadas, desde cuchillos y talladoras hasta cortalambres.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
Voy a ser el primero en admitir que hay muchísima inconsistencia con esta supuesta
I was
maldición.
just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
A decir verdad, aún no estoy seguro. El mundo es un lugar enigmático.
Is it now? I've always thought it's a rather mundane and boring place with no supernatural surprises in sight. Well, if you ever find a way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, let me know.
Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
¿Sabes qué ocurrió con el resto de inquilinos? Aquí no queda nadie
More
más.
or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
La peluquería.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're...
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
Soy un hombre sencillo, no tengo una opinión formada acerca de los cortes de pelo.
Me neither. I just
Corte de
want
pelo
off
es un
my
corte de
face.
pelo. ¿Qué fue del gimnasio?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club, a community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
¿Y quién era Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Puede que eso le viniera bien a Kuno, un centro comunitario de boxeo.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
Un pequeño granny pelirrojo al que le gusta profanar cadáveres.
Oh, yes. You mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
¿Qué tal le fue ese proyecto comunitario?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Ya.
You should have known it.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
¿A qué viene tanta ventana rota?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff meat, and they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway, and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Muy bonito lo de los escombros, pero ¿quién le echa un mileo en
It's
Snap?
a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Joder.
What does she mean, to get off on it?
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Había algún taxidermista en el edificio y he visto un montón de animales disecados tirados por ahí.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly
Vaya.
just did drugs.
But what drugs exactly?
Las anfetas del saco de boxeo.
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
Even you can probably do better than that. You can almost see it. A small, sickly old man, hunched behind his work desk, his pants stained with old piss, stuffing a sad, stiff-legged raccoon dog.
Me topé con unos maniquíes bastante tétricos.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Activista por los derechos de los insectos, pero qué coño.
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. Then you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Me alegra saber que alguien cuida a los pequeñines, me encantan los insectos.
Really? Anyway.
Qué asco.
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why.
¿Me dices por qué los esquíes y las palas de rotor?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Salir por patas con todo el dinero de una compañía es ilegal. ¿Por qué no lo han detenido?
Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything extraordinary in business. Besides, Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around.
Me topé con una máquina rarísima.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
¿A qué te refieres con tomarse libertades? ¿Qué ocurrió?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
¿Qué salió mal?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
Mira el pasillo como si aún pudiera escucharlos hablar tras la persiana de seguridad durante el descanso para fumar.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
Lo que pude ver en el proyecto tenía una pinta bastante impresionante.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on.
Perdón. Ah, vale.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important. Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
Qué mal, yo los habría apoyado, el proyecto pintaba genial.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
Lanza un par de dados sobre la mesa. Uno de ellos se detiene cerca del borde metálico de la mesa.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
El sótano había un oso y secado que daba muchísimo
Oh
yuyu.
boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Me importa un bledo la demás idea, háblame del oso.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Ravachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
Me carga el oso, lo desenchufaste.
You did what?
Desenchufé la nevera para ayudar a la ciudad de helada de Revachol a reducir sus gastos.
Of course they left it plugged in. Even in death, the bear is costing them money. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
Scary, but cool.
Megaterio.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
¿Qué es una gran
It's
bestia
an
salvaje?
imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved. The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around.
Drogas ni confirmo ni desmiento.
Understandable. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Outside it's light.
Ya
Light
vamos a
scatters
irnos
from
ya de
the
aquí porque a las
low-hanging
4
cloud
había un
cover.
evento, creo, en el
There's
hotel.
always the threat of snow.
Anything else? I'm not good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else? I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here. She has begun to idly clean. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes. Guess what's yours?
Soy un policía arrepentido, lo siento, no estoy seguro.
Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then. Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Of course you are. It's okay.
A ver cómo es esto.
Oh, it's you again.
Voy a volver al hotel y lo voy a dejar ahí. Por aquí lo he visto todo, sí. Le voy a comentar a esta mujer que no pasa nada.
What have you found?
Creo que la entidad en la que me habló se llama Neja, fabrica dados artesanales.
Novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
Es empresaria tal y como lo
I
es usted.
don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. You've come this far. You know how to end it. There is an entity behind the entity.
You're telling me that you went in there and didn't find out anything? Of course. I should have known
Vaya.
better than to put my hopes on a man like you. The investigation's over. I don't want you going in there anymore. You're only angering the psychic weather in here. Now, if you're not going to buy anything...
Wow. Total psychic.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am.
Ah, porque sube de nivel. Vale, vale, vale. Hasta volver al hotel.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Rivershore. Rain drips from the
Qué
eaves
bonito, ¿no?
and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds, your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your disco blazer.
This rain will not let up. Anything. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They sell them there.
¡Ole! Está abierto ahora. Voy a guardar. Y el próximo día seguimos.